Hey everybody, Future Brandon here. I just want to let you guys know that Wrecktify's microphone is kind of spotty about midway through. We tried to fix it. There's gonna be a little bit of crackling when he speaks every now and then, so I apologize. We still want to get this episode out. It's really good. Thank you for all the support, and we'll see you next episode. No, I meant to say you sound like shit, but it's fine. I'm kidding.
You know, sound like shit, sound good. It's like right next to each other on the keyboard, man. You could mess it up. It's an honest mistake.
I just got like flashbacks to Space Jam.
Everybody get up. It's time to jam now. Sorry.
I love our intros. Welcome to the Required Podcast, episode 20. I'm Brandon.
I'm Ethan.
I'm John. I do
Hi.
things.
Hi, John.
Hi, John.
Hi.
John joins us again this week. Good old Wrecktify.
Yay!
What are you eating today there, John?
I am eating a Buffalo Ranch chicken sandwich from Chili's. It's
Sponsored,
fucking delicious.
And we're fucking out of here. All right, thanks for joining us, everybody.
Yep.
All right, next episode's coming to you live from Chili's.
That's all you get, Chili's. You get a whole 57 seconds. All right.
Do we get free margaritas?
Oh my God, please! That would be amazing.
Oh.
Oh yes.
That doesn't benefit me
I'm
at
never
all.
gonna forget this poster that I saw of this dude fighting ninjas. It was like the cover of a book, and it said 14 beers at Chili's.
Oh, I saw that one. I I just saw that like recently. Oh my God, that was hilarious. I've never thought. No. Here's the thing: is like you don't think of going to like Chili's or Applebee's or something for alcohol, right? They're bars and grills, but you don't really think of like the bar side of things. At least I don't.
I don't
I
think of alcohol at any point. It just doesn't exist in my realm.
Right. Dude, I'm after that Presidente Margarita.
All right, so
I got that shit on tap now.
I want to tell you a story. Hold on.
Go ahead.
So, Minnesota, southern Minnesota, me and my best friend Kathy, we decided we were going to go out and drink because we could. And we couldn't find a bar that was open because it was like 5:00, you know? We were like, oh my God, where'd we go? We went to Applebee's. And the Long Island iced teas tasted literally like Pine Sol and water. It was disgusting. But we drank. And we drank enough, and it was delightful because we also got their wonderful appetizers. So, thank you, Applebee's.
That's the wonton tacos.
Sponsored this episode of the Required Podcast is sponsored by Chili's and Applebee's.
Yay!
Yes, that's right. We have two sponsors that are direct competition with each other. You two fight to the death.
Get in the ring, ding ding.
That's the one thing I always hear with alcohol. They're like, "Man, this tastes like shit," but I'm gonna keep drinking it. It's like, then why the fuck are you drinking it? Like. Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Well, it was one of those things where Kathy and I were goal oriented, you know? It wasn't about what we drank, it was about how much we drank. And we ended up not drinking enough to get like fun sloshed, but we got fun tipsy, so
let's just hit up the gas station. Let's just fuck it. Let's get some gas. Let's drink gas.
But gas station. Oh, you meant like drinking gas?
Pure gasoline.
Maybe don't do that.
Look, man, I don't want to talk about my Tuesday nights, okay?
Okay.
Just shots.
If you're open,
shots
I'm here.
Of unleaded.
Nah, man, we'll go straight for that fucking diesel, man. Hell yeah.
Straight up, dude.
You know, hit up one of the air bases, get some jet fuel.
Guys,
dude, okay.
I today. Let's not.
Oh no. Well, don't worry. We'll get you some jet fuel.
Oh, okay. Yeah, epic like violently.
She knows her stuff. Hey man,
can't
hang with the big boys.
Hold on? Did you tell her?
Tell me what?
What exactly? Okay, so we're gonna
yeah. Shh.
Did you slip Epic into my bubbly because it tastes delicious?
I'm sorry.
Just let it go. Just let that slide on by.
All right,
whoosh.
I've already forgotten what we're talking about.
I know, me too. That's like every podcast for me. 5 seconds, subject change. What were we talking about before? I don't know. Etch a sketch brain.
Dude, that's
shake it, clear it out. Let's go.
Like, genuinely, what we'll do is we'll record, and then a couple days later, Risu will start talking about it in the Discord because she catches up with it, and I'm like, holy fuck! Like it floods back. I'm like, God, Brandon, you are a fucking idiot. Like,
man,
Jesus.
when did we say that? When did we say? Oh my God, we said that.
Oh no, yeah, it's more like, oh, that's right, I did say that. Oh no.
Yep.
And especially last episode, that was yikes.
Wait, which was the last episode? That was Chimera, wasn't it?
Oh no, 2 episodes ago. See? Fuck.
Yeah.
Sorry, Chimera,
Well, no,
not
wait.
you.
Maybe I've got it wrong because Chimera's
I need
episode
to know
was
what
awesome.
happened. I need to know what
Well,
happened right
we
now.
talked-
If you listen to the episode.
We talked about vaping ASMR sex robots.
Oh, yeah, vaping ASMR sex robots. Yeah.
Hold on, all at the same time?
Yeah.
Yes, we
I'm
did bring
in.
up the combination. Yeah, I mean,
I'm
first
in.
we were talking about like Roombas and vaping, and then I was like, well, what if you had Roombas that were vaping? And then we started talking about like ASMR, and we started talking about sex robots, and then it was like, well, are there ASMR sex robots? And then do they vape? Or is it good for their health? I mean, and then it just spiraled out of control.
Listen, listen. I have a Roomba. You've given me new goals in life.
Does it vape?
It does now.
No. Just give it a second.
Come here,
Got a
little
little
buddy.
exhaust cloud. You just
Oh,
follow
sorry,
it behind
sorry.
it going.
For the sake of Cody, does it rip fat clouds?
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
I mean, I rip
proper-
fat clouds,
There you go.
but it will now.
It's the proper terminology here. We got to hold
now-
some standard.
See, here's
It's
the
going
thing,
it's
if
going
you
to
get
do
a-
3 things.
The problem is if you get a rape Voomba, yikes, a
Oh,
vape Roomba,
what?
is it doesn't actually clean up your floor. It
Oh
just
my
gets close to you,
God.
like bumps into your ankle while you vape.
I don't want
Man,
that kind of
here's the
Roomba
deal.
bumping into my ankle.
My Roomba is now going to do 3 things. Number 1, scream in Lily Pichu's obscene voice,
Ah!
blow huge fucking vape clouds, and I'm gonna find some way of making it sexy. I don't know how. I'm either gonna put a waifu pillow on it or a fucking
Oh my
fleshlight.
God.
I'll figure it out.
Get a little decal. Cut yourself out a circle decal of the what's I can't pronounce that fucking. It's all the hentai faces. You know what I'm talking about?
Ahegao.
Yeah,
You're talking ahegao.
there you go. Get a little
fuck, I've outed
decal.
myself. Oh no.
Now here's the thing: is you can get one of those mouse pads, the anime mouse pads, where the wrist rest is the boobs.
Oh, the
And then
just
titty
stick it right on
pads.
there.
It's
There you
big
go.
titty mouse pads. I've
Oh, is
been
that-
I've been holding myself back from buying one of those for probably 10 years. But then again, I also
Why?
bought the Ahegao hoodie. So
Now you really outed yourself because you could have just been like,
I've got that
"Oh,
picture
yeah."
on Instagram.
Oh my god. Yeah, he has an entire hoodie that's nothing but like
Oh, I've seen them.
prints of the. Oh, you have? Okay.
Oh yeah, I live
Oh,
on
yeah.
the internet. I mean, there's
Yeah, okay, fair
nothing
enough.
can hide from me.
What's even
trust me.
better?
I've seen
What's
the
even
shit.
better was I bought a second one. I bought a second one in black and white, and it wouldn't fit me, so I gave it to my friend
You
Hunter.
had one in color?
Yeah, I have one in color.
Yeah.
My goodness, I've only seen black
Like right
and
in
white.
the middle is Android 18, ready for the cummies, dude. So
There you
I,
go.
yeah. So
Hey, if you're gonna get it,
the
at
one that I
least
got
know
in
what you're
black and
talking
white,
about.
the one that I got in black and white, I gave to my friend Hunter because it wouldn't fit me. Also, for another reason, which I will reveal very shortly. So he wears it on occasion, and how his girlfriend found it, and she's like, "Oh my god, I want this! I want this in a skirt and a shirt, or the underwear." So she's been like sending him Amazon links to this stuff,
Oh no.
trying to get him to get it.
yes.
I didn't
I'm just like,
expect that to go
yes,
that way.
Yes. And what's even better, what neither of them knows yet, is the black and white one is nothing but traps. I'm an evil mastermind, I swear to God.
That's
Hey,
incredible.
you know what? You gotta be equal opportunity when it comes to your fashion choices.
Yeah,
you know
dude,
what?
I'm an equal
That's
opportunity
okay.
fuckboy.
Now, is that with 2 C's or like 7?
13, get it right.
FUCCBOI. Okay, there we go. Got it. Cool. I wasn't sure if you knew what I was talking about, and then I realized, wait, it's Rex, so of course he knows what I'm talking about.
Of course I do.
Speaking of
When I say,
fuckboys,
when I'm sitting here talking about being thick,
with
what did you just say?
7 C, I said speaking of fuckboys, but no.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, where's Cody at? Sorry.
Oh,
I'm so sorry.
Cody,
Oh,
we
so-
love you. Get back here.
What the fuck,
So,
man?
speaking of fuckboys, Azrael was talking about like,
Sorry.
man, I feel like such a fuckboy sometimes. I'm like, do you even know what fuckboy is? And he's like, you know, let's look it up. So I did the Google question thing, and it came up with an answer that neither of us were prepared for. It's like,
Oh, yeah.
actually, let me ask her right now. Okay, Google, what is a fuckboy?
Here's the definition of
a weak or contemptible man, a man who has many casual sex partners from Oxford. And he was
That
like,
is actually
wait, that's not me. And I don't know your sexual history. Well, there was this one girl. No, shut up. I don't care. I don't care.
And then I fucked his wife.
And then
Ah, there we are. Full fucking circle.
There's a callback if I ever.
Dude,
heard
I was not letting that get away from me. No, that's fine.
one.
No, yeah, I was loaded with that one too. Yeah.
I was showing that off today. I have that tweet bookmarked.
Oh, that clip.
And then I fucked his wife. Oh God. I was talking to him afterwards and he was like, oh my God, I was so embarrassed because he doesn't want to offend anyone and he doesn't want to, he doesn't want to ruin the podcast or anything like that because he's like, I
Oh,
really
fucking
wanna
please.
be...
Oh, God. Has
Yeah,
he
like,
listened to
really?
any of it? I mean, that was tame compared to what the fuck we talk about. I mean, have you heard the first 5 minutes of this episode alone?
Oh,
I mean,
we've surpassed what we
it's-
usually do.
Asman, you're good. You're good.
Yeah.
You're good, man.
I'm sorry that we've surpassed your usual fuckboyism. The thing is I'm kind of contagious.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yikes.
You're adorable.
You
We'll
should
let
get
you
yourself
away with
checked
it.
out, everybody.
I'll
What,
have
be-
health
it's
insurance
being
until October
contagious?
1st.
But you have health insurance coming down the pipe. So,
There's a lot of things coming down a pipe.
hey, a hago time. Oh, so I wanted to real quick. I know this is like a complete fucking 180, but I really want to
Okay.
tell the story about going to Michael's, right?
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So I left work today sick. I was not feeling good. I was about to vomit on a customer, and my manager's like, maybe you should go home. So I did. But before I went home, I had to stop at Michael's because there was
She
something I
fucking left
absolutely
work
needed to get.
to go fucking pick up craft supplies. It's fine. It's fine. Just tell everybody.
I just did.
Exactly.
So I went in and I was I mean, it was fucking crazy busy because I forgot that it was Sunday and Sunday is the day everybody pretends to be crafty. Myself included.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Isn't Michael's closed on Sunday?
Nope. You're thinking Hobby Lobby.
I am.
And that's why everybody goes to Michael's because Hobby Lobby's closed on Sunday.
They also
Anyway,
close
I go
earlier
in-
than Michael's.
I
and
go
I'm
to
pissed off
Michael's
about
for
it.
different reasons.
Also, this
Whoa.
is going to throw a very specific person for a loop. My cousin listens to the podcast, and his name is Michael.
Yeah.
So,
I went over to- I
Hey
went
man,
over
we're
to-
coming over.
what up, dude?
Anyway, so I went in and I went right to, I knew what I needed, so I went to the paper craft section. I picked up what I needed. And I heard this I actually had this little girl and her mom walk past me like 2 or 3 different times, and one of them mentioned, like, well, the teacher wants me to make a book. And I'm into bookbinding, so I know how to do this shit now. And they walked past like a 5th time and I said, I really hate to interrupt you, but you said you needed to make a book. And the mom just like jumps at me. Like she steps across the aisle, is standing right next to me, and she's like, okay, the teacher said she needs to make a scrapbook, but it needs to be like they need to bind it themselves or whatever. And I have no idea how to do this. And I said, well, what do you like? How big is it? What are you trying to do? Blah blah blah. And the girl jumps across the aisle and is like talking to me, and we're in like this little huddle, and we start talking about options for binding, what kind of paper she wants to use, what's the easiest way to do it. And I said, dude, go to Walmart or Target, buy those little loops that they use for shower curtains, the ones that like clip together. Get a handful of those, punch holes in your paper, thread them through, boom, you have a book, and you can hang it and you can open it up and you can draw on it, paste stuff, whatever you want to do. Just get thicker paper when you do it. And all of a sudden, both the mom and the girl's eyes light up, and they're like, "We can get that paper, and then that paper. Oh my gosh, we get that!" Blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, "My work here is done." Boom, smoke bomb, and I like faded out. They found me in the checkout line later, and now Michael's is notoriously bad for checkout lines. Like they'll have one person while there's 10 people in line, so it takes usually forever. Forgot it was Sunday. They had like 5 people up there, so we're going through at a pretty good clip. We started talking again about this and that, and I showed her one of the books that I had on me, and we're talking back and forth, and then all of a sudden the customer, a little old lady behind them in line, is like, oh, can I see that? And so this book is getting traded up and down the fucking checkout line, And all of a sudden, these people down a ways after this little old lady, they're talking. We're all talking about books, and oh my gosh, it's so cute. Oh, do you have the coupon for today? No, I don't have the coupon for today. We started like sharing screenshots of the 20% off your entire purchase coupon all the way through this fucking line. And I could see the panic in the checkout people's faces. Like, get them through before they give it to everybody, you know? It was the funniest thing I'd ever fucking seen. It was so good. Oh, that's my Michael story for the day. There you go.
Jesus Christ.
Oh boy.
Oh, it was so good. It was so much fun.
Cashier's just
Pretty
like,
sure
I
they
don't
were
get paid enough for this fucking shit. I'm leaving.
Yeah. One of the cashiers, I recognize her because she has green hair. She usually wears gaming shirts. The last time I saw her, she wore a Assassin's Creed hoodie. Or t-shirt, sorry. It's Texas. There are no such things as hoodies right now. And
That's false.
but she I didn't get her as my checkout person, but as I walked by and I was like, "Hey, no Assassin's Creed today?" And she's like, "Nope, it's a Dead Space kind of day." And she pulls open her hoodie because she was actually wearing one underneath, and it's got like it's got the hand and whatnot. And the woman she was checking out went,
Oh,
like,
goodness.
"How dare
Oh
you?"
my god.
In
Oh,
my
no.
good Christian
It's-
Michaels, how dare you? Sorry.
How dare you? Like
OMFG.
it's just the Dead Space 2 marketing all over again. Oh, who would put that in a video game?
Me, bitch.
Motherfucker, they've been in video games. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, but that was my Michael story from today. And then I came home and I passed out, and Vendi woke me up at some point and offered me soup because I needed to eat. And then I went back to sleep, and then I woke up and was like, "OMFG podcast," and then I ran over here, and now I'm here.
And then I got a random message last minute.
Yep. I was like, "Hi, would you like to be on the podcast?"
I am
again?"
so sorry.
Hot.
I'm not.
No, okay, so on the podcast, I try not to do that, but when I'm just hanging out with buddies, I just lost sight of where I was. Here I am at the podcast.
Isn't that a good thing? Isn't that a
It's
good thing?
because you chillin', boy.
Yeah, man, I'm getting too relaxed. Gotta fucking straighten my shit up.
Chilling out,
Too
maxing, relaxing, all cool.
too relaxed in the pot. I don't know. This does not compute. What is this?
Boop,
You can
boop,
do it, I believe.
boop, boop, boop.
I believe in a thing called love. Just listen to the rhythm of heart. That was one of the biggest songs at our prom when I graduated, our senior prom. That and "You and Me Go Fishing in the Dark Land of
Oh
the
my
Stars."
god, please, we don't gotta get muted or nah, blah blah blah.
You think my singing? Yeah. You think my singing is gonna get us muted? You have an overblown expectation of my singing ability, especially when I'm sick.
I'm
Well, not
pretty
like
sure you
sick,
could
sick.
put it.
Turn the lights down low.
Do you think if you put an entire song in text to speech, that it would cause it to, trigger the algorithm or the whatever? The
I
fuck?
don't need to think. I know it does.
Really.
Really? Oh.
Yeah, if it's fast enough, it actually if it's fast enough, it'll go by. There are certain situations where it actually does trigger, and I've seen it happen.
So
Okay,
yeah, so that's what I'm saying.
live. Wait. Live cover, nightcore, fishing in the dark. Go.
Okay, well, you said Nightcore? Oh wait, I can't use my voice changer here. That was a rule. I can't do it.
Is your
Yep,
microphone
the
starting to
other
crackle?
No, he
I
hit
don't
his
know.
ear.
You tell me.
My goodness.
That's his voice.
I don't think
okay,
so.
anyway. That's it.
My
But-
goodness.
Yeah, no, I was sitting here going like, okay, I can probably actually do this, knowing with the shit that I have on hotkeys on my computer.
But that shit. The thing is that's just pitch shifting. That doesn't increase the tempo or the beat. So you'd probably get nailed for that.
Solid maybe.
Holy fuck! Everybody got Megatron on the fucking cast today.
Yes, someone actually guessed the name of the effect. Yes.
Wait, how
Okay,
can you not get that? Are you fucking kidding me?
I did my damnedest to make that thing sound like fucking Megatron.
That
And
sounded
everybody
perfect.
says Optimus Prime.
No!
Everybody
I got
says
Megatron.
Optimus Prime.
I
Ugh.
didn't.
That was
I didn't even
100%
comment on it,
Megatron.
'cause I thought Well, I didn't even comment on it because I thought, well, duh, it's fucking.
That's
okay,
what I
fine,
thought too.
so-
Yeah, duh. Oh,
Yeah,
that's
it's
all I was
dead
like,
ass
oh, cool.
Megatron.
So
Optimus
from now
Prime,
on, I'm
what
gonna
the
start
fuck?
commenting on all this shit so I can get credit too. I want to get shouted out.
Haha, you suck. Sorry.
Twitch.tv/Gelf.
But why did? Oh, Jesus! I was like, I'm gonna get shouted out, and then it happens, and I was like, huh? Okay, sorry.
Nani the fuck?
Nani the fuck.
Dude.
Righteous.
So I got. Excuse me. Do you guys ever have like, okay, so like a bunch of good shit happens, and you're like, oh, here comes the bad shit. I fucking know it. And then like the next
I'm
day,
in that.
fucking, I'm in it too, dude. Like,
Oh my god.
okay, so to start this shit off, so I didn't take my meds one day, my anxiety medication, and man, I went to work, and I just basically suffered an entire panic attack all day, all fucking like 10-hour day. And we had 3 carriers go home, and I was like, you know what? I could be a 4th. I'm just gonna work. I'm just gonna knock it out. I'm fine, you know. And then my Bluetooth headset dies. That's a big problem because I rely on music to really be a coping mechanism for my anxiety. So I was like, fuck, my headset's dead. So I put my I have like a little like breast pocket on my mailman shirt. So I put my phone in it. And play it through my speaker or whatever. And I'm doing my mail, you know, whatever, listening to music. I'm, you know, stressing a little bit. I lean over because I don't think about, I usually have my earbuds in. I've never ever, phone falls out of my pocket, shatters. I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. I mean, it didn't crack. It fucking shattered. And I mean, it still functions, but it looks ugly. Yeah, spiderweb.
What kind of phone is it?
It's just shitty fucking, like, it's the ZT Max Duo 2 or whatever. It's not anything like fancy, but anyway, and then fucking, oh God, something else happened that day too, and I can't fully remember. Like when oh yeah, that's what it was. So after like the whole phone thing, they were like, oh, by the way, carriers went home, and I was like, Jesus fucking Christ, like what else could possibly happen? Like it was like one of those days where I'm like, no, I know, but like, I'm like, man, I'm already like, what the fuck? Like, no, I'm gonna come home and my house is gonna be on fire or something, and yeah, I don't. Oh yeah. So after the panic attack day, I told myself I'm gonna call in tomorrow because I can do that. I'm allowed to now because of the anxiety, and I fought myself on it, and I said, you know what? No, I'm gonna go to work because I'm just gonna knock it out. I'm gonna take advantage because that day through the panic attack, they actually told me, they're like, hey, we got approved by the district to work you 9 days in a row, and we've been working 10-hour days. And so I was like, okay, well, I might just call in tomorrow because I need a reset because I'm stressing out, panic attacks and shit. I decided to go to work the next day. It's raining, and I get pulled over. So Brandon gets a ticket for speeding, and I was like, all right, I'm fucking done, dude. I just can't fucking handle it.
That's the universe telling you to go the fuck home.
Yeah.
Did you get a ticket in your little like post office?
No. It was on the way to work. I was literally a block away from work. I was so fucking mad. I was rushing to work because I've been working so much that basically I'm not getting enough sleep. So I start rushing to work. Well, like the one day I actually full on rushed to work, they fucking got me, and I was like, oh my God.
So bouncing off of that, I, for a while, was in that stuff is going really well. When's it gonna detonate? You know? Yeah. But my thing is it's like it's a slow decline. It's a slow decline for me right now. But the thing is it's more of just like, you know, a mental state thing because thank God I can't do another 2018. Oh my God. 2018 was terrible for me, dude. 2018 was awful.
If 2020 starts to turn into 2018, I'm coming up there to Dallas and I'm moving you down here to Austin and I'm gonna put you in like a bubble. Because
I'm
you don't
down.
need that again. Anyway,
oh
sorry,
my
go ahead.
God. You saying that means so much to me. You have no idea.
No, I'm not letting you go through that bullshit again.
Oh,
I'm kind of out of the loop on this. Not that
Well,
I need
he's
to
gonna
know
tell
if you
you.
don't want to share,
I'll,
but
I'll,
you know.
I'll say it. I'll say it. Within 2
Okay.
weeks, I lost my girlfriend, my job, and a really close friend of the family. And it basically was like, so the order of events was first week of February, second week of February. I get back from PAX South where I met Gelf originally.
Yep.
Then I get the flu. So I'm dead ass sick for 4 days. I slept straight through 2
Also,
days
I'm sorry, I
while
don't
my
mean to
best
interrupt
friend
you.
was here from out of the country. Yeah.
Your microphone is like really crackly and poppy.
You are crackling a bit, dude.
I don't really
What
know
the
what's
fuck
going on.
is going on? Hold on.
It was when you started messing with like the voice changing stuff. You started getting real crackly.
That doesn't make okay. Hold on. Just one second.
It's getting worse as you go on.
It's getting worse.
Okay, so the crackling's gone now, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're good. We're back
Good.
up.
Okay. So to explain clocks, super quick. Whenever you're dealing with whenever you're dealing with audio digitally, everything has to be in sync. So it generally follows a sync clock, and Windows 10 anyway, is notorious for having an issue with them. Where just every so often, it's not anywhere near as bad as it used to be, but every so often it'll just fall out of sync, and that's what the crackling is.
Just because it feels like it. Got it.
Yeah, just because it
Interesting.
feels like it.
You know, you'd think that Windows would be a little bit more like friendly towards creators and whatnot, considering that I don't know. I just think that they would work a little bit better for us if they cared, but they don't.
You'd
So
think. So 2018 started off with I got the flu after I met Gelf.
Sorry.
As you do.
Yep.
understandable.
4 days out of work, just like so I'm decimated work wise. But I come into work and they're like, okay, yeah, this is like you dropped the ball on this, and this, and they were just basically finding a reason to get rid of me. And so I bite the bullet and I'm like, okay, I'll fix it. And then the next day I come in on time and everything, but they go ahead and decide, yeah, nah, and they just cut ties. I got fired from that job, and I'm like, okay. That's February 10th. February 13th. Actually, no, February 12th. A very close friend of the family dies. I'm not necessarily going to go into that one because
Okay.
there's not much more to say other than, hey, cancer's a bitch, right?
Yeah, that's
No,
fine.
I feel you.
Is what it is. I can't, like, everybody understands that one. February 13th. I'm
next day.
feeling super fucking low. I'm streaming, playing PUBG with some friends, and I get it's like February 13th at 11:30 at night.
Text.
I get a long fucking text from my girlfriend.
Jesus.
Dumping. The dump. I was just like,
Really?
and then I'm like, okay, I can try and do something here. We need to at least talk or something because this is ridiculous. It's like high school level shit. I'm 25 years old. What the fuck at the time? She blocked me on everything.
Wow. What
Yeah,
a bitch.
everything. And I'm not in I'll be honest, I'm not a perfect person, but I'm absolutely supportive in relationships. I'm nothing but communicative. I would never put my hands on anyone. Hell, probably not even in self-defense. But that's the thing. It was such a shocker that it basically just took every ounce of willpower that I had to exist and threw it out the window. So I wanted to kill myself for about 3 or 4 months.
I feel you, man.
That's why I didn't hear
Oh,
from
yeah.
you for so long.
Yep. It was be honest, John had a gun in his hand a couple times.
Oof.
So
Speaking of which, that's actually a reason I don't own a gun, because I've suffered with like depression and anxiety all my life. That
it's
I
a good reason.
I just straight up tell myself. And when people ask like, "Oh, do you like guns?" I'm like, "No." Oh, well, why don't you like guns? And I really don't tell them. But yeah, that's the sole reason I have never owned a gun, because just in case
That's-
something happens. And that's the other reason
That's
why
a
I don't
good
drink,
reason to
because I
have.
don't want to be impaired while also depressed or anxiety issues. So I just don't.
For me, alcohol, I don't have any lapse of control with alcohol. When it comes to a weapon in the house, though, if you have depression issues, I absolutely agree with that. Oh my god, do I agree with that?
Right.
But there's it was. Will I have a weapon in my house when I move out and like when I'm on my own? Absolutely. Like self-defense is a big thing for me. But I'm not gonna make something that's super like I'm not gonna have excuse me, something that's gonna be real easy to do something stupid with, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah. It's like that's my whole shtick. And if I'm ever in a position like that, I have close enough friends where I can call and say, get this away from me.
Yeah.
A very close friend of mine is like really big into guns, and he had about 15 because he's a collector,
Wow.
and he doesn't shoot them all. A lot of them are for show, you know.
Mhm.
But his wife at the time just he came home and everything in his apartment was gone, and she had just left. No warning, no ifs, ands, or buts. The night before, they had had some like rock awesome sex. He was in a good mood. Comes home, she's gone.
What?
Yeah, gone. So first thing he did is he called his friend, whose name escapes me, and the first thing that friend did was come over and take every single one of the weapons out of the house.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
Yep. That's what you do.
Yeah, it's good.
Jesus.
That's called being smart.
Yeah, and being a good friend. Like if that's the first thing you're thinking of. Oof. Yeah,
Dude, if you're
2018 was not a good year for you.
no, it wasn't a good year for anyone. It was 2016, The Reckoning.
2016
Like,
revisitation.
yeah, no, seriously. 2020. Oh man, I'm in that situation where we were just talking about of when it's going to go wrong. I'm in that position right now.
See,
And I was doing really, really good. I was doing really, really good, like getting up at 5 a.m., holding the schedule down, doing everything. And I dropped the ball because I got this spike of energy and I want to create things for the stream. And then it was ruined. um, but I'm getting back on that train and I'm like, okay, this is going to happen, but I'm still waiting. When's it going to happen? I think we've got the first spat of that.
The thing with that is lately, things have been going really well for like me and Tiffany and this and that. Anyway, and I tried to break myself of that mindset. And the thing is I actually did. I was like, because I used to be like, oh, when is it going to happen? When is the bad stuff going to happen? Blah, blah, blah. I haven't been thinking about it lately. And then all of a sudden, one day, every single thing hit the fan. And I was like, what happened? Like for real. I was like, what the fuck just happened? Like I didn't even provoke anything. Like, I started dropping stuff. I started forgetting stuff. And I was just like, just one day, the universe was against me. I was like, hey, what the fuck, man? I was doing so well. You stop it. But I'm still in good spirits. It's just, just gotta pay attention.
I think that's something that I've figured out as well is no matter what goes wrong, I'm going to be in good spirits, and I have to be that way.
Yeah.
Because you're going to recover faster,
Yeah, I absolutely can. And my mentality towards a lot of things has changed drastically, which it depends on if it's the main subject goes towards something that you guys don't like to talk about on the podcast. So I'm not going to go into it. But
politics.
Religion.
Oh, I have a tiny thing on that. I have a story. It's like a couple seconds. Continue. We'll get to it.
Wait,
I'm just breaking all the fucking rules.
Kind of. Yes and no. I mean,
is that a yes? I can say the thing on religion.
I don't care. Whatever,
Why the
man.
fuck not?
Okay, cool. We've got the I don't care. I'm going to say it. All right. So in 2016, 2018, I still had a lot of my Christian roots where basically I would start thinking that I was doing something wrong or that God was out to get me. And now in 2019, I am a very outspoken atheist. And I've come to the point where it's actually helped my mental space a lot that there's no one out to get me. The world and my life is what I make it, and I'm going to do everything I can, just like I always have, to make other people's lives better. And there's no one trying to make my life worse that's invisible. And that's it.
Yeah, see, okay, I think when I was like, hey, no politics or religion, it's more of like, just don't attack people. But yeah, that's totally cool. I've been okay, so yeah, like with that, I just do my thing. I just live my life. I don't I don't have time to stress about shit like that for the rest of my life. We have a
That's
limit.
exactly it.
We have a limited time, man.
Mhm.
We gotta fucking like don't go out get fucking crazy, but like you can't let stuff restrain you. I mean, fuck. I mean, I'm gonna die here in fucking 50 years, 60 years, maybe. You know,
I
don't.
got shit to do before then.
No, like
Yeah,
dead ass.
yeah.
Yeah.
I got shit to do. So anyway,
Mm-hmm.
that story that I had. So I'm sitting here yesterday, or yeah, it was yesterday, and I'm just hanging out. You know, I'm at my desk. My daughter's at her desk, and we hear a knock at the door, and I was like, okay, like no one ever knocks on our door. It's probably like a neighbor kid or whatever, because he always asks to come like mow our grass, even though. Anyway, so I look through the little peephole, and I'm like, I shouldn't answer the door, but I'm going to, because I haven't met one of these people in quite a while.
No.
Yes.
I've
yes.
been,
yes.
I've been honing my skills over the years. When Tiffany and I used to live just south of Wichita, we would get these people all the time. Every single Saturday, they would come knock on our door. And anyway,
I'm so excited. I'm so excited for this.
so I decided to, and this confrontation only lasted about a minute, but I opened the door, and it was like a little old lady with a cane, and like a younger girl is probably like 25 maybe, and they had little tablets, and I was like, here we go. So I opened up the storm door. I'm like, hey, and then I was like, hey, what's up? And they're like, oh, hey, how are you? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I'm good. What do you need? And I'm kind of talking in like the same tone. And so the older lady's just like, she's like, do you have a second? Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, sure. Like, yeah, why not? Go ahead, do your little spiel. I didn't say that, but you know, in my mind, I was like, yeah, I know what you're gonna do. Just go ahead. And she was like, well, with all the disasters going on in the world and all this bad stuff, do you think God is the right way to go? And I was like, I was like, I legitimately like I looked around for a second. I looked at because our porch is really small, and the younger girl was like down a couple steps, and I looked at her, and I'm like looking around, and I'm like, you know, I don't know. I'll be real honest with you. We don't really do any of that stuff here. We're kind of good. We just don't. You know, I was like, that's just not our thing. And she started to talk more. Blah blah. Blah, you know, she's like, oh well, you know, I didn't catch that sentence because in my mind was starting to figure out the polite sentence to tell her to fuck off, get off my doorstep, kind of thing. I don't mean that in a mean way, but that's just.
Get off my board.
I try to be nice to them, but it's also turning into a game where it's how mean can I be without being mean? Instead of saying like, hey, get the fuck out of here, it's more like, hey, yeah, can you please get off my porch? That's great.
Subtle mean.
Yeah, it's just like, yeah. Anyway, so she started talking again, and I was like, and I even said it in this tone. I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna cut you off right there. We're good. I'm just gonna go ahead and shut the door now. And she's like, oh well, thank you for your time, blah blah. And I had the door like halfway closed, and our area is like non-soliciting. Like you can't do any door to door at all. Doesn't matter what it is. And like the door was like half closed, and I heard her like say something, and I opened it back up, and I was like, oh, by the way, this park is no soliciting, so if they catch you out here, you know, it's probably gonna be bad. And they're like, oh well, we're not soliciting, and I was like, okay, and I just shut the door. It's just like, all right.
Actually, you are.
Actually, you are.
Yeah, I was like, I even asked Tiffany, I was like, that's soliciting, isn't it? They're not technically selling anything,
Yes.
but it's going door to door. Yeah, I was like, nah. Yeah,
We actually have.
I
I
don't-
made this sign a while ago that says like, in case you missed the sign by the entrance to our neighborhood, this area is no soliciting. If you knock on this door, you may be in violation of. And I looked up the Austin statutes and I stated them, and I like wrote everything out, subsection B, you know, all this stuff. And I have video from our security camera of a guy walking
Yes,
up, about
yes.
to ring the
That's what I was
doorbell,
gonna say.
pauses, looks, reads, and you can just see his
Yes.
shoulders sag and walk away. It was great.
Yes, I was just about to ask, have you
Yes!
seen the videos of the people who go do that? Like, did you see them like walking up? And it's like, oh man. Look, I don't have anything against people who are religious. The one thing that I can't stand is when you come to my fucking door. Like, if you come to my door, I'm gonna fuck with you. I'm not gonna tell you to piss off, but I'm gonna fuck with you. when we lived just south of Wichita years and years and years ago, they would Jehovah's Witnesses would come every Saturday and knock on our door, and that's when I really started honing my skills because it would be the same people, and they knew that. And eventually, they stopped knocking on my door. They would skip past our door because I guess they wrote it down like this guy's a fucking dick, or like he is clearly not interested.
I had a guy walk up to our door once, and he knocked, and he said, "Hey, I saw your sign about no soliciting, but I noticed you have a sign for a security service out front, and don't they do their stuff door to door?" And I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me right now? We got it through a referral. Fuck off, you know?" And he's like, "Oh, okay, just checking by." And I'm like, "You fucking what? Who the hell are you?" Like,
did you just solicit? I'm calling the police. Get back here, you little asshole.
Right? God, it pissed me off.
My personal favorite experience that I've had with a Jehovah, right, was I had it was this like older black lady, and let's say like mid 40s, and her two kids like 12 and 10. So I've got to be real careful, right? So I'm not gonna be like anything crazy, but it was really funny when she goes like, "Hey, wanted to talk to you about the Lord." She didn't say Jesus. She didn't say Jehovah. She said the Lord. Game
did you
on.
spout out? Did you spout out a name? Did you do it?
Wait for it. No. Wait for it. I was like, "Oh no, we have a great relationship with the Lord." Yeah, and like, okay, cool. Like, so you guys are good. I'm like, "Yeah, we're absolutely good." Okay, cool. Have a great day. I said, "You too. Hail Satan!" And walked in there. I've never seen this look. Oh my god! It was like petrified.
Just have a cue where you just immediately start blaring like death metal, like "Hail Satan!" Just go like as soon as the door
That's
shuts.
the best part.
Oh my god!
I was blasting death metal when I parked my car.
Or sorry, black metal. There you go. It's not death metal, black metal. Yeah.
Like straight up, I was listening to I think it was. Yeah, I can tell you exactly what song it was. It was "I Ejaculate Fire" by
Yes!
Clock.
Yes! 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 That is incredible.
See, Rec knows this about me, and we've had several conversations, respectful conversations, which I greatly appreciate, about religion and kind of like where we stand and things like that. I do not like Jehovah's Witnesses. In fact, I'll actually put wind chimes outside the house because
Tripwires?
apparently it's the devil's music, because
Really?
Satan is the prince, Lucifer is the prince of the air. So music that uses
Hold
I
on.
don't know.
I'm sorry. He's
Dead ass.
He's what?
Yeah. Lucifer is the prince of the air.
Of the air? Like,
sorry.
Yeah, the air.
The way it
I'm
works
breathing
is
in Satan right now?
The way it actually is that Satan was because it's torn from other polytheistic religions. Satan was like God's musician or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So
Like
like God of music, yada yada, gets kicked out of heaven, and now anything that's musical should be looked at with great scrutiny. And so when it came down to wind chimes, it's being generated by that of the earth, and so it must be Satan
or something. Yeah,
that is insane.
But I had a couple of Jehovah's Witnesses come to my apartment in New York. Now this is when I was living alone, so I was like very, "You're not coming in, I'm not leaving, I'll stand in my doorway, but that's it," that kind of stuff. And they were all like, "We just wanted to invite you to our church, or we have our church services on Saturday night, and it's a lot of fun." And I was like, I'm good. I'm a student, and I have classes, and I'm not going to be able to go, but I appreciate your invite. And I figured that was going to be it. Of course, it's never it with these people.
No.
And they were like, "Oh, well, you know what? We've also got classes, or we've got get-togethers on this night and this night and this night." And I said, "Nope, I've got class. Nope, I got class. Nope, I got work." And finally, one of them said, "Well, when are you available?" And I looked at the clock and I said, "Oh, look at the time." And I closed the door.
Yes. When are you available? After I've graduated, and I will no longer be in this state.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you guys can try. Actually, this is what's really freaky. So I don't know if it's Jehovah's Witnesses or Mormons, but one of my friends, her
Oh,
husband,
I've
was raised.
got a Mormon story. Oh
Well,
man,
here's the thing:
go
is
ahead.
I have a bunch of people in my past that are Mormons. They're great people. I have no problem with them at all. These guys, it was either the Mormons or the Jehovah's Witnesses, which I know are two very different things. But he grew up. My friend's husband grew up in the church, and he's in the military now. And he's left the church. He has no connection with them. Blah blah blah. And he left, and he's moved like 4, 5, 6 different times with my friend. Because they're married all across the country. And all of a sudden, one day, they show up to their place in California and they say, "Hey, it's been a while. You used to be part of our church. You should
Yeah.
come back." Blah blah. Every day for 2 weeks.
Oh my god.
And the thing is, the last week that they kept coming, he was deployed and she was there alone. She called the fucking cops for stalking.
Wow.
Good.
Like, you don't send
Yeah.
2 random people to my door with my fucking name and say, "Hey, we want you to come back to church with us. You're straying from the path, blah, blah, blah."
Oh, no.
Maybe I
Oh,
want to stray
man,
from the path,
that's-
motherfucker. Maybe I want to.
That's no straight up, CR. Like the thing is
I know.
if you actually like, there's actually breakdowns of Mormonism, because that sounds exactly like Mormonism.
I want to tell my
That,
story. I want to tell my story.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
wanna tell my
absolutely.
story.
That you can actually equate them to a cult, and it's the,
Wait
if
till you
go
hear
down,
mine
like,
and you'll
the
go,
list-
oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm excited. I'm
Okay.
excited. Go ahead.
Okay. It's okay. Okay, so I was working at a Dillon's. If you guys don't know, that's probably equivalent to a Kroger wherever you're at. And I was working part-time. I met a girl. I was like, "Hey, you want to hook up?" Great. I mean, we didn't really there was no sex involved because I didn't know at the time, but she was religious. So anyway, we're
Just
dating.
holding
Found
your
out
hand out
pretty
of
quick,
wedlock, you son of a bitch.
We held hands.
Ooh.
And
Oh,
then
God.
then we fucking made out like crazy. It was weird.
Oh!
So anyway, we dated for like 2 weeks, and then she was like, "Hey, I want you to meet my parents." And I was like, "Okay, cool."
Warning
Sure.
sign. Warning.
Oh boy.
And her parents are super
Oof.
nice. They were very, just dad's dad, mom's mom, couple sisters. Dad works on airplanes, and I don't know what the mom did. I didn't really pay attention. Anyway, so everybody's just real nice, and then they go, like a couple weeks pass by, and okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and put this out there because everyone has to grasp the situation here. Every time we met up with each other, it was just a fucking makeout session, and we dated for like months. So I mean, it was intense.
How old were you?
I was 19 or 20 at the time, and I think she was also 19.
This is
or
to
20.
be expected.
Right.
Yeah,
this
that's
is to
kind
be
of-
expected.
So anyway, and then so a couple weeks go by, and she's like, "Hey, do you want to see my church?" And I was like, "Sure." And mind you, I've only been to like Christian Catholic churches. And she was like, "Hey, my family's Mormon," and I was like, "Cool.
Oh.
I don't know what that is. I'll go and see what it is." I knew. I was like, "Brandon, you're just gonna go observe, and that's all you're gonna do." And that was the mental point where I was like, okay, this is going to be the make or the break, and I can guarantee you it's going to be the break because I am not a religious person. So I was like, I better just make it last while I can. And so I already knew what I was getting myself into, kind of. So basically I go and I sit in their service, and then the guys go do their service separate, and then the girls go do their service separate, and then the kids who are younger than whatever go do their service or whatever. Anyway. And so they're like, "Oh, hey, this is Brennan. They know so and so, and the dad is in our group as well." And he's like, "Oh yeah, he's a real nice guy." Blah. I'm like, "Oh, cool, thanks. I'm just here to kind of just learn what this is all about, and just, And basically, what they told me, and I didn't realize that it was true at the time, was they were like, "Yeah, usually people." It usually takes them, they said, on average about 7 times before they fully convert to the church. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. That's a weird stat to kind of put out, but okay, cool. So anyway, I go to church a couple times with her. I mean, again, this is over like a span of a few months. And again, nothing out of the ordinary. And every time I went and like we started getting separated, like, you know, I was like in the guy group or whatever. They're like, so Brandon, how you feel? Blah, blah, blah. And you haven't said much, or, you know, and a couple times it was like, hey, you haven't said anything and you've been here 4 times already. And I'm like, I'm just looking, and I'm just, you know, because I don't know what to say. I'm not, in my mind, I'm like, yeah, this is not for me, but I'm not going to tell them that, because that to me, I'm like, that's rude. I'm not going to kick the hornet's
Midwestern
nest
for life,
while I'm
you
in the
know?
hornet's nest. You know what I'm saying? And so, okay, so I'm hanging out with my lady at the time, and I was like, now mind you, when we're like in the big, like when everybody's doing a service together, there's probably like 7,500 people in there. Like, it's a big church. And I looked around, and then like after the service, I was like, hey, like, I was like, why are there only white people here? And
yes.
and she was like,
figured it out.
and she was
Figured it
like,
out.
and this was like my 6th time going, and she goes,
I know
oh,
the story.
she was like, well, she's like, it's a little odd, but anybody of color has to be voted in. And I was like, what? I was like,
Yep.
I was like, what about like me, like white people? And she's like, no, any white person can join. I was like, what? Oh, that was the mega red flag sticking up. Like, Brandon, you need to get the fuck out of here right now.
Dude.
And so I had to investigate. I was like so fucking hellbent on figuring this place out. So I went one more time. I was like, I'm gonna figure this out. I'm gonna be super observant. And it was my 7th time. And we got split up, and they go, hey Brandon, you still haven't said anything, man. Are you feeling the church? This is your 7th time. We just wanted to see like how you feel. And I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I'm just, I started to say like I'm learning. And I told them like I learned by just, absorbing everything, and I don't really ask questions, and which is a lie. I'm totally hands-on. I fucking cannot absorb anything that way. And then all of a sudden, after that service, also, so in between all these services, the pastor, he does this thing where other church members help each other. Motherfucker, he got his carpet replaced by all the church members for free.
Wow.
Yep.
And I went to go, quote unquote, help that day, and I was looking around like, what the fuck are we doing? And everybody was like, oh yeah, we just do this all the time for him. We do all the stuff for him. And I was like, what? No, I'm not replacing. We were there for like 6 hours. I'm like, I got shit to do. Mm-hmm. And mind you, like, and dude, like, so then like, okay, so a little bit after, the 7th time or whatever, all of a sudden, because I was like, oh yeah, let's just hang out, so and so, and she's like, yeah, my parents said you're not allowed over at my house anymore. And I was like, well, that's kind of strange and random, because we've been real nice to each other and this and that, and apparently I'm not allowed to go back into that church because I was there 7 times and I didn't convert by then. So I'm not allowed to go back. And all of a sudden, the lady stopped talking to me. She went to college and never heard from her again. And I was like, all within like a couple days. I was like, what happened?
Dodged a fucking bullet is right.
No. I knew at that point, I was like, okay, like, it sucks because she didn't really seem fully into the religion. Like, she saw what was like the fucked up parts, but her family is so into it. Yeah. And, I got, Mr. Tattooed Man over here, my Black Album fucking Metallica snake on my arm and shit. And it's like, they saw me and they were like, what the fuck? But yeah.
There's a lot intense. I have a friend of mine who was female and in the church, and the coming of age ceremony or whatever it is, it's not okay.
No, it's not.
Yikes! What the hell's what?
Like this is. I'm just gonna give you like the broad strokes of what she told me, and take it, leave it. Yeah. Basically, like there are, separate room. There's like a room, and you dress in a very, very sheer white outfit. And it's only the women that are coming of age or whatever, and then a single guy. And you go into different rooms and you lay down in a bathtub, and yeah, it's some fucking weird shit. Like
it's not okay.
It's not okay. It's very much not okay. And
yeah,
Like
What the
it's
fuck?
if you think that's bad, like if you think that your experience was like cultish, the stories she was telling me, and I really don't want to get into all of them because they're really fucked up. But yeah, because here's the thing about anybody of color, that when their belief, as far as like what I've read, and I don't know if it's true for all of them, but it's when Lucifer fell, the fallen angels that were thrown to earth became
Yup.
colored people.
Yeah, no, it was
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I've been holding this one back, Kelf. I'm so sorry, because I have a video saved that the Mormon Church used to distribute of this story.
Yeah, the animated one. The animated one.
Yes,
Yeah, I've seen it.
yes.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, someone else has seen it.
Yeah,
Yes,
I've seen it.
okay. Oh,
I've seen it.
dude,
And it's like the
so
other
fucked.
planets, and yeah, it's
It's okay.
Oh,
The
sorry.
point is, when if you're quote unquote if you are this a perfect Mormon, you ascend and become a god, and you
Yeah.
are given a planet where you do nothing but fuck. That's
Yep.
it. And then there was like a war between Jesus and Satan, who were
Jesus and
both
Satan are
God's
brothers,
children.
by the way. They're brothers. Yeah.
Who are brothers, and fucking Lucifer, his followers were cast down to earth, and they were tainted, so they became black people.
That is just,
It is.
You guys
It's
totally
so
just
fucked.
I didn't remember much of like what they were telling me in the Mormon church, but I totally remember a lot now where it was just like they were saying I feel like I'm attacking. I didn't mean to attack anybody, but
We're not attacking. We're
I'm
not
just-
attacking.
I'm
we're
relaying what
talking
I
about
was
the-
told.
yeah.
But yeah, like they would read, it was like I can't remember the
Ugh.
names, but because I come from like a Christian and Catholic kind of, and I'm not even religious, but like you hear about the Jesus and God, but then you hear like the Mormons and they're talking about like these other dudes, and I'm like, what? Where are we? How? What?
Yeah.
Like, and they're
How'd
talking
you
about like
get
other
there?
planets. Yeah, I'm like I don't know. Like, where's Thor at? Where's Odin?
Here's
What
the
are the-
thing
But
though about
it's-
religions is Catholic religion is, and again, not attacking anyone, just talking about like the weird shit that I've heard. That's why when I talk about this, I call it the occultic, not occultic like I'm gonna summon a demon or whatever sort of like misunderstanding of what the word means. But I mean
Yeah.
occultic like the rare, the generally unknown, the broadly unavailable information that's like background to these religions and things like that. Like
Yeah.
that's a hobby of mine. I love looking into that stuff because there's so much out there that's so fucking weird. And you think Mormons are weird? Look at some of the shit that Catholics believe. Holy fuck, dude.
No, straight
Yeah.
my thing when it comes to, and also just to say this at least once, they're not Mormons anymore. They're the Church of Latter-day Saints.
Latter-day Saints, yeah.
Oh yeah. So whatever.
So sorry, but oh my god,
about a
dude,
rebrand.
no, seriously, hard rebrand. There was recently, so I watch a couple people on YouTube who go and do like basically they do videos about their experiences in their religion, in their families, antics, for lack of a better word.
Antics, I like that word.
But they went to visit the compound for, I can't remember if it was Mormons or
Oh.
Jehovah's.
Yeah,
And
I think, yeah.
I can't remember which one it was. I'm pretty sure. No, it was LDS. It was LDS. So Latter-day Saints. So they
Yeah.
go there and they go see the whole thing. They had 5 people try and go through their stuff, and then they tried to get the police out there to get them to delete the footage. And they're like, no.
Yeah.
It was so bad. It's an absolute system where they're like, we need to rebrand now. I'm like,
And this
dude,
is the reason why I'm really hesitant to go see Midsummer, because that's what I expect it to be, is like, oh man, I remember this from when I visited this camp or whatever, like fucking flashbacks, dude.
I want to see that really bad.
I do too, but I need to be in the right mental state for it, because that's some powerful video.
How so?
It's some
Like,
strong
explain what
shit.
you mean.
With the director of Midsummer is the same person who did Hereditary. And Hereditary was such a well-crafted cinematography, in both the cinematography and the acting and the writing and things like that. It was a very, very powerful film. And because I've done so much like research into cults and the occultic aspects of major religions and things like that. I don't even know if occultic is like the right term, but I'm using it in the classic sense. So whatever. Somebody can correct me. Correct me in the comments, guys. But I'm worried that that kind of intensity in the video making and that kind of intensity in the writing and things like that, I'm worried it's gonna like make it real for me and I'm gonna have a problem, you know? It's like
Oh,
if you read about Cthulhu every day of your life and then went on a deep dive to the Titanic, like, ugh.
dude. My my ex-girlfriend from high school, her older sister, and our friend all went and saw Paranormal Activity. Okay,
I love that movie.
the movie's great.
I love it.
Of
Yeah.
course, it scared the fuck out of me when I was younger, right?
Well,
I was like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
16, of course, right? But here's the deal. I got told by my girlfriend at the time, you guys should not have gone to see that movie. Something followed my sister home. And I was like, you're fucking retarded.
Yeah.
And I've never like I of course I didn't say that at the time, but the thing was I was like, that is probably the dumbest thing you have ever said to me.
Yeah. High
Like,
school.
no, you don't understand. I said, no, I do understand. And nothing followed someone home from a theater. It's a movie. This stuff isn't real. And it was like this stuff in this movie is not real. Like, oh, but demons, herkader. And I was just like, hey, man, herkader, but it's not coming from a movie, you know?
Yeah.
And
If
at
you
the time,
haven't changed your
I
life
believed
with
that
that
this stuff
other
was real.
yeah.
At the time, I believed this stuff was real, and that was like when stuff started to like the gears start to turn a little bit. That was one of the first experiences of the gears starting to turn. But I was just like, dude, no, like the power of film is crazy because even still, I'm 26. And I'm not gonna lie, when I watched The Ritual on your recommendation, right?
Oh, so
That
good.
fucked with me for 3 days.
You're
It was
fucking
so good.
welcome.
It was so good. But you wanna know what movie just visually, like, has okay, there's 2 movies that have fucked with me for years, right?
Yeah.
I'm finally getting past the first one I'm gonna say that you are aware of, Alien.
Yep.
That movie fucked me up for over 10 years.
That's yeah. I believe it. I
That
believe every second of it.
Whoa. Whoa. The second one though,
Yeah.
what's it called? Fuck.
Give me the plot.
Natalie Portman, a bunch of girls go into a fucking rainbow ball where everyone's DNA is getting fucking skittered.
Um,
It's not Apocalypse. Annihilation.
that one. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That. Oh my
That-
god, the bear in that.
The
Yeah.
bear! Shut the fuck up about the bear! Oh my
Sorry.
god!
I'm sorry.
The
I'm sorry.
bear! The bear! The fucking bear, dude!
Yep.
Holy shit! I can hear the scream right now.
Yep.
I can literally hear it. It's like when it comes to horror, that was one of the most unsettling things I have ever seen.
And when it
it's
comes to
still
movies,
with me.
when it comes to movies, horror is, in my opinion, the most effective ways to get a reaction out of somebody, because that's what it's made to do. It's made for you to feel afraid or trepidation or whatever, and that's like one of the most, if not the most primal emotion that human beings have. So to make entertainment out of that, number one, what the fuck's wrong with us as humans? Number two, um when you've got that genre and the goal is to make you freak out, and then you add the religion aspect into it, and I'm not talking like possession from the Catholic belief system. I'm not talking even possession from the Judaic beliefs, like a Dybbuk, something like that. I'm talking like the shit that we don't understand, that is engaged with by such a small amount of people, that we don't know that much about it, and you get cults
Yeah.
like fucking in Midsummer, or these whatevers, and they turn that into a horror. Like, you could take the stories that my friend has told about her experiences in Mormonism, and I hope that this is like an outlier, because that's some scary shit, but you could
Mm-mm.
turn that into a horror movie, and you get the guy from Midsummer and Hereditary to do it, and you'll have entire loads of people that will not sleep at night for 10 years. And they also won't go to church the next week. That kind of stuff.
I would pay hundreds to a Kickstarter to get
Yeah.
a movie about the Mormon Church or Catholic Church or anything turned into a true horror film. I
The
would
thing is, though,
love to see that.
is they have more money to shut it down.
I don't
Yeah.
care. I don't care. I don't
I'd
care.
love to
I
see
want
it.
I want a good like think of this. Think of this. How much was the budget for the original Paranormal Activity, right?
Not much at all. They filmed it. Oren Pelly filmed it and edited it in his own house? Question mark.
Yeah, in his own house on Sony Vegas.
Yep.
Yeah. That movie was a hit. Like
I
that's
made
the
a.
thing with art. If it's a true work of art,
Mhm.
no amount of money is going to make you stop.
I actually wrote an entire paper in college about found footage films, and especially like, so back in the day, like Blair Witch, like that is like the
Yeah.
original found footage, but there's been a movement after that, and that was kind of like the harbinger of it. And it engages with this thing called the cinematic affect, and I'll get into that topic some other day. But basically the idea is that the age of the silver screen has been over for a very long time. It used to be that if you went to the movie theater, you had big money. Otherwise, you had to wait, and you could, maybe if you were lucky, you could watch it on your cute little circular 10-inch screen at home or something like that. But nowadays, because technology has become so available to everyone, you can get a camera that is high enough quality that you can make your own film, edit your own film, a la Paranormal Activity, and turn it into something absolutely mind-blowingly amazing, and you don't have to go through big Hollywood to do it.
Yeah.
And that in and of itself is an amazing movement. If you haven't seen it, you need to see. It's a mockumentary, not documentary, mockumentary called Lake Mungo. It's about this girl who drowns, and she drowns. They pull her body out of the lake. It happens in Australia, and it talks about all of the weird shit that happens after it. Like, I think she's here, I think there's a ghost, is it not, blah blah blah. And they did such a good job with it. I mean, they actually took, this is how in depth I went with this paper. I watched the movie, paused it on this, because she gets video of basically when she sees herself dead, when she's at the beach with friends, and she's like recording a video, and she sees herself dead walking towards her out of the shadows. I went in and um I looked up the model of her phone. I looked at what megapixel the camera was, and I was able to find example footage of a video that someone else had taken with that phone. And dude, it was the same fucking quality. So I mean, that's immersion, and that's story building, and that's amazing. And there's a twist at the end that isn't really it's an interesting twist, because the way they did it was so fantastic. If you do get a chance to watch it, you need to watch all the way through the credits and watch the credits. Um because I'm not going to say why. I really want you to see this movie. But when I was doing my paper, I'm looking at it and I'm like, okay, like this is real to me, realer than, Alien or something, like Midsummer, Hereditary. Hereditary got me, but it wasn't on that whole like, oh my god, this could happen sort of way. It got me in that, oh, that, what the fuck? My grandpa just died. Why are you showing me this shit? That kind of thing. I thank you for laughing, because I was worried that that was going to kill the mood. But
No.
the found footage and that sort of like that accessibility to technology, and the fact that I know that I could take this camera and I could do the same thing, or that if this happens to me, I could take a camera, document it, and turn it into a movie, that sort of thing. That's fantastic to me, and I love that shit. But
Yeah.
it's too real for people. It gets too much. It gets to be too far for some people. And that's the best thing in the planet, is go too far. Take it a little bit too far and get as real as absolutely possible. And that's what I think Midsummer is going to do. I just have to be in the right mindset to see it. You know, like I have to watch it when I'm at home. So if it does get to be too intense, and I have never walked out on a movie, a horror movie, any movie in my entire life.
I
The
have.
only movie I walked out of was Cloverfield, and that's because I got the only seat left was like 3 rows away from the screen, and I got motion sickness so hard I had to leave and throw up and then get a refund on my ticket. That's the only movie I've ever walked out on. So like I know enough about my sensibilities to be able to say what's too far and whatnot, and I know Midsummer is going to push those buttons, and I'm fucking looking forward to it. Rec, when it's out on DVD or whatever, you need to come down, we'll watch it together.
I'm down.
But I know that I know what my limits are as far as content is concerned, and I don't have many. My limits are way far out there. Like I can watch anything, and I will watch anything. But if I know it's going to push my limits, I need to be in the right mental state to watch it. Watching Hereditary right before going back to Minnesota for my grandfather's funeral, not a good idea. Was not a good time. You
Uh,
know?
Okay, so to pull away from the terrible timing of that.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. There is something that I've learned as an audiovisual engineer for as long as I've been one. I've now gotten to a point to where scary movies like jumps don't scare me nearly as much anymore.
Which is
And
good
it's not
and bad
because I've gotten used to it.
Yeah.
It's not because I've gotten used to it. It's because they literally have audio cues.
Yep.
Yep,
The
every single one has audio cue. There's a low rumble, and I finally learned what that was. Apparently, if you put through a low enough frequency, not low, and something that's low enough that doesn't come through your speakers, but instead comes through the subs, and it's just below the range of most humans' hearing, so like 22 hertz. It just it makes the human psyche not know what's going on, but it makes you uncomfortable. Fortunately, I can hear those frequencies. And I can literally hear it coming.
Yep. And I that's the thing with my hearing is I don't hear it because it's too low of a frequency because that range of my hearing is completely fucked. But I know it's coming because I've done so much research with film and narrative design and things like that. Like even if you don't hear the rumble, if you've seen enough horror movies and you've researched enough and you have enough experience with it, you can fucking tell. 98% of the time, it's either now when I watch a movie or play a game, it's either okay, they're either going to jump scare me here when I do this thing, or they're going to jump scare me just before I do this thing. And 98% of the time, I'm right. And the ones that have gotten me the worst are the ones that don't do anything and let my brain like, oh, I know what's going to happen.
Yep.
Why didn't it happen? You know,
I was gonna say,
and then the ghost runs down the hall at you and going, and then it eats your face.
Tiffany and I, like when we go to the movies, she loves watching horror movies. Horror movies are kind of boring for me unless they're gore. Like the only movie I ever walked out on a theater was Saw 5. Cody and I went to go see that, and I can't handle gore. It's not scary. I can't handle seeing shit get chopped up for some reason. And like some movies are a lot better with it than others. Like if it's a little bit of gore, that's totally cool. But like way back when, I can't remember. I think it's the first.
Like body horror or something.
So okay, here's the best example I can give because this one I can't ever watch this scene ever in my life, not again ever. I think it's the first Saw movie. I think where the lady jumps in or gets pushed into the pile of needles and she's like,
that was like 2 or 3.
I can't stand that. That was the worst horror movie scene in my fucking life, and I can never watch that again.
Yeah,
but
I don't blame you.
With like jump scares.
I had one.
Sorry.
No,
with like jump scares, I don't hear like the audio cues, but like every time it like cuts over to like a scene, you're like it's gonna jump, and then they jump, and like I don't move, and Tiffany freaks out. I'm like, okay, yeah, like it's basically like when you walk into like a big empty room in a video game and you go, this is the boss room.
Yep.
Like,
you don't even need fucking music.
Yeah. It's like, here it comes.
Yeah, at some point, like I've been out of grad school long enough that I had to learn how to do this because people stopped going to horror movies with me because I didn't jump and I didn't react. they're like, "Man, you're so boring. Why can't you just turn that part of your brain off and enjoy it?" And I was like,
Nope.
I am enjoying it.
Why?
Fuck you.
Well, no.
That's the way you enjoy it.
Then I kind of stopped and looked at myself, and I'm like, okay, for certain kinds of movies, I will. I'll learn to shut that part of my brain off. And now
Oh.
I do, if I'm going into a movie where I just want to get the piss scared out of me. I want to get startled, blah blah. Like what was the one, Lights Out? The one where I think it's Lights Out. No. It's not the one with the basement and the dude with the turkey baster. It's the one where if you turn the lights off, like this thing comes after you or whatever. It's based on a short film that's up on YouTube. And it's fucking fantastic, and I love it. But when I went to go see that, I was like, okay, this is gonna be a shitty horror film. And people like, what are you guys laughing about?
Sorry.
I need it. I'm sorry.
What?
Required podcast chat.
Anyway, I learned long story short, I learned how to turn my brain off. And what are you laughing about?
Oh, look at the fucking required podcast chat.
Oh,
He just
hold
dropped
on.
that in the middle of your story, and I couldn't breathe.
Sorry.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Oh,
We're not even gonna tell the people. We're not even gonna tell the people in the recording like what it is.
no, they can join the Discord and see it themselves.
Yeah. By the way, guys, we have
straight up
an
shut
open
up.
Discord, and CR is gonna link that because apparently we haven't been doing that. It's been open, but we
What?
have not been publicizing it. So if you guys want to talk with us, chat with us, about the podcast, about topics, about, we've touched on religion today. Come and yell at us. Don't. Please don't. Be respectful.
If you
Please
yell at
do.
me, come to my door so I can just fuck with you.
Just close it slowly on you. Just
Yeah, I'm having a great night. Yeah, all right. See you later. Bye.
bye. Toodles.
But
Yeah.
to cycle back to your turning your brain off, there's something. When you and I went and saw Godzilla,
I'm sorry.
I was so
Oh.
that movie sucked.
Yeah, but now give me the butt. Lols.
but fuck, kaiju fights are fun.
Oh god, that
but
was
holy shit, I was laughing so hard because I'm watching this thing like get ready for fucking what's his name, who directed Inception, fucking Christopher Nolan, Asian guy is who I'm looking for here. I'm in every Christopher Nolan film, period. But no, there's
no, it's,
like
yeah,
he's sitting here saying, yeah, he's like, that wasn't Christopher Nolan, but you get what I'm saying.
No, Christopher Nolan did Inception. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly. But that Asian dude is in every single one of Christopher Nolan's films, every single one. But they're like sitting here, Godzilla's gonna die if we don't feed him a nuke. And I'm sitting here poking your leg. I'm like, he's gonna do it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. I'll do it. Fucking told you.
That was such a good movie, dude. I want to see that again.
It was so bad.
No. It was okay. So I have a rating system for movies. I have good, bad, popcorn good, popcorn bad. Something can be popcorn good and be so bad that it's still enjoyable. And Godzilla was, what the fuck, a bunny toaster?
Okay, there's your Twitter clip right there.
But they like, if it's good, you're talking like Alien. You're talking like these masterpieces of film. You're talking about bad. You're talking about, well, this is like a personal rating system, so it's all opinion.
I know. Batman versus Superman: Dawn of Justice, worst film ever made. Don't at me.
Yeah. Well, then there's popcorn good, which is Godzilla, King of the Monsters, Pacific Rim.
Pacific Rim is a great film. Stop it.
It is.
I haven't seen it in a while. I love that movie.
That is Vendi and I. That is our Valentine's Day movie. We watch Die Hard for Christmas, and we watch Pacific Rim for Valentine's Day. Now, here's the thing. This is one of the very few Imager posts that I've ever put up, and it was giant monsters fighting giant robots. I'm not sure what I expected, but I liked it because what's gonna fucking happen from the word go, but it's so much fun. You
Yeah.
know, but then you've got Popcorn Good, which is a movie that's so bad you enjoy it, and that's like your Silent Hill, you know? There's no cinematic redeemable quality unless you're looking at the aesthetic, which again, I can get in on that at a different time. But Silent Hill, I fucking love that movie. It's one of my top 5 favorite movies of all time. Is it a good movie? No. It's one of my favorite movies in the world. Am I going to say it's a good movie? Is it up there with Gone with the Wind? Fuck no. But do I love it? Yes. So that's
I have to ask now, what is everyone's favorite movie of all time?
Fuck, I
Alien?
was sitting here thinking too, and I just,
No.
I don't know.
'Cause
Yeah,
I know,
it'd be Alien.
I know mine right off the bat.
Mine is Alien.
Mine
Oh,
is Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
yo, oh my God. Yes,
Best bros? Did you guys just become best friends?
that is
Again?
Tiffany and I's movie. Scott Pilgrim
That
versus
is-
the World. I will
That
say,
is my favorite movie ever made.
for me, that movie is probably on par with Bill and Ted's Most Excellent Adventure.
I think it's better.
Well, yeah,
Can
yeah.
I-
Well,
can I
well, yeah.
admit
It was
something?
made fucking 20 years after. Yeah, of course it's better.
Can I admit something?
Go ahead.
What?
I actually don't like Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Okay, well, I'd like to talk to Wrecktify
Okay,
more
so
anyway.
ladies and
so-
gentlemen, that's the end of the podcast. We'll go ahead and talk to you later. I gotta go hide a body.
Why
No,
don't
it's
you
just
like
one
it?
of those things where It was the environment of where I saw it and the people that I saw it with were such
Oh my
rabid
God, you
fans
had
that
my
I-
in-game
No.
experience. Oh
Yeah.
no.
What?
Oh God, you got to listen to the episode
no,
of the
no.
podcast
Oh, you
where
didn't
he
hear
talks
mine?
about it.
Oh,
It
I
was
have to tell
good.
Rectify now. No. It's
Well,
not that I
link
didn't.
him to the podcast because there's nothing that will match the delivery of your story in that episode. So just have him go listen to it because that's going to be the best experience for him, honestly.
I think we recorded that
I want
like
you
a
to
week
know.
after I saw it.
I want you to know, Endgame means a lot to me.
No. It's not. No. You've already got the wrong idea. It's not that I didn't like the movie.
He liked
It's
it, but
I love the
he-
movie. It's great. The fucking environment that I had in it made me hate the movie for a solid day. I'll link you. I'll clip it and I'll toss you a clip so you don't have to watch the entire thing.
Okay.
Or you should listen to the entire thing because it's your fucking podcast and you want to promote it.
Yeah, this is true. This is true. But here's the deal, Nathan.
Yeah.
Look, you said you didn't like Scott Pilgrim versus the World. There's a
Mhm.
bar here. We need to fix this.
I would rewatch.
My thing
it.
is, my thing is I'm not a rabid fan. My whole thing is that it's the reason I appreciate that film so much is that from a cinematic perspective, that movie, no matter how many times I watch it, I never ever get the same experience.
Yes.
Oh, the
because-
special effects and everything are
Yes.
fantastic. But when I watched it for the very first time, nobody would stop talk. Everybody kept talking, and they were all like, "Oh my god, this is the best part!" And I'm like, "Can I experience it for myself?"
Shut the not
Yeah.
you that not
Okay,
you them.
I'm just gonna tell Rectify. I have to tell him. Okay,
Okay.
so I'm just gonna sum it up really quick. Okay, so we're sitting in the movie theater. It's me and Cody. Cody and I are watching the movie. Anyway, okay, I'm gonna ask you the same question I asked Gelf. How many exciting, sad, crazy moments happened in that movie in Endgame? Like how many?
A
In
good
metric.
amount, quite a
Yeah.
few.
A good. Just name a number. Just give me a number.
Oh shit.
Ballpark.
2,472.
No,
There
hold
you
on.
go.
I can actually do this
Okay.
because I have the Blu-ray sitting next to me.
It
Watch
tells
it
you on the
real quick.
back. There are exactly.
No, it doesn't. I'd be willing to bet somewhere around the area of 22.
22.
22 major events, but we're talking like little events, jokes.
Okay,
you
so anyway,
know,
we're
like that
sitting
kind
in
of
the
stuff.
we're sitting in the theater, and you know, like the first shot of Thor. Now I can actually tell the story when because you know if I can actually spoil it because it's been out for a little bit. But you know, like the first shot of Thor, the theater goes, oh hey, oh yeah,
That Thor.
and then and like you know the first shot of this, or you know so and so dies, or Thanos, and anyway shit gets crazy. Okay, so the guy 2 seats to my right, every time something happened, which was now mind you, probably about every 10 seconds. You know, so and so is talking about this, or this. They're, you know, when the camera pans out, or it goes to the next shot, you hear. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
we heard it.
Every single time.
Bruh. That's when you just tell him to stop.
I I don't have. I'm not gonna be that guy in the theater that's like, "Hey, can you fucking stop with your nervous tics, please?" Like,
That's the you be
stop.
that guy. You absolutely be that guy because I
God.
was that guy. Yo, I was that guy in Jurassic Park: Fallen Kingdom because there was a group of like 9-year-olds behind me, and I straight up stood up behind them, but like when the kids were sitting here,
Shut the
like walked
fuck
out of the
up!
theater, I looked at their parents and said, and I told them straight up, "Yo, control your fucking kids." And they're like, "Oh, they're 9. What are you gonna do?" And like this one dude pops up his chest. I'm like, "Dude, I'm a foot taller than you. Chill the fuck out. You guys learn to parent." And I walked out.
I'm gonna fucking lose it.
Oh, dude, I was like, I'm never aggro like that. But dude, when I get to sit here and hear 5 kids directly behind me while they're kicking me in the back, go blue. I'm like, I'm about to fucking like make your fucking face blue, kid.
I don't mind people getting excited, but like, yeah, every time something happened, I was like, all right,
No.
yeah, I'm good. I straight up told Cody that night I fucking hated that movie, and I know I didn't mean it. And then like I slept on it a couple nights, and I was like, okay, that was a really good movie. I just had a really
How many
really
times did you
shitty
see it in
week.
theater?
Just once, just one time. That's all I need.
I saw it
saw it
3
5.
times in less than a fucking week.
Yeah, girl. I saw it 3 times less than a week too, and I was at 5 in total.
I sent her
have
a
the
message.
poster. I have the poster. Sorry.
I sent Gelf a message, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I'm at Endgame right now." And I was like, "Well, you didn't need to walk out of the theater." And she's like, "No, I've already seen it like 2 times." And I was like, "What the fuck?" Like, Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
The thing is, the
Oh.
first time I watched it, I remembered where the bio breaks were. And so whenever I had to pee, I'd be like, okay, well, I'm going to go miss this part now. And then the next time I go see it, because I knew I was going to see it 3 times because I had 3 different people that wanted to go with me. And we could never go on the same fucking day. So I was like, okay, this time. And then when I go with this person, I'm going to go, sorry, I keep bumping my mic. Then I'm going to go on this, at this part. So I saw the entire thing a total of twice, but the two of the 3 times that I went, I missed like little chunks. Basically what happened.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's all
But
good
that
though.
was-
Everybody dies. It's fine.
The thing is with that movie, and the thing with It Chapter 2 is I like long movies. I've done the Lord of the Rings extended cut marathon in a single like weekend thing. I can sit and watch a movie. It's not a fucking problem. But if I'm going to sit that long and watch a movie, I want to be comfortable. I want to be in my own house. I want to have my own fucking popcorn that I made for myself. And I've just lost a lot of patience for these really, really long movies. It Chapter 2 was good. It was enjoyable. It was funny. It was worth it to finish out the story. Would I go see it in theaters again? Probably not. I went to go see Fellowship of the Ring 26 times in the theater and Two Towers
Nani
11
the fuck?
times. Yeah. Well,
Right.
Hey, Lord of the Rings nerd. But
Shit.
it's nowadays I don't have the patience for it. And I think Endgame was like the catalyst of, okay, this is bullshit. I can't do this again.
Getting too old for this shit.
Right?
Just can't do it anymore.
I just can't do it, Captain. I don't have the poor.
You just don't have the poor. Yeah. I'm just the type of moviegoer that, like, very rarely is there a movie that I really want to see in theaters and get like the moviegoer experience. Or it's either that or Tiffany and I do the thing where we wait until like the very end of the movie cycle and then go when there's like nobody fucking there. I can enjoy a movie so much more. Like I can enjoy it at my house, but when I'm sitting in an empty theater, I just absorb that whole fucking movie.
Yep.
It's just like so
I
good.
do that with horror flicks. When I go to see a horror movie, it's usually on like a Tuesday or Thursday.
Yeah, we went on like a
showing of the
Wednesday at like
day.
11 in the
Yep.
morning.
Yep, matinee early when it's almost out of the theaters, like it's the last week or something. Well, usually like second to last week or third to last week, because the last week people are like, "Oh shit, I haven't seen it yet," But that's how I do, and that is the most enjoyable way to go to any movie, horror or not, is when you have the loudspeakers and the open space, especially with a horror movie, because then it's like you're alone. You have that isolation, and I fucking love that. And they're doing a anniversary showing of Alien, and I want to go, but I know it's going to be packed as fuck. So I'm like, I don't know.
Fancy. Yeah, we went to go see Ready or Not. which was an alright movie. It was surprisingly good. It's the movie where the lady joins the family and they have to play a game and ends up being like hide and seek and they try to kill her. It was surprisingly good. It's not like a thriller. It's not like a horror movie. It's a bit of a comedy. It's a pretty chill movie. And then we got out of the theater and somebody wrote on Tiffany's car. They put Crips on it. That story took a turn.
Wow.
No? Yeah, but
Talk about a twist. Holy fuck! That just kinda went, yeah.
it's like what the fuck? Because she just got a new car and it's like a pseudo luxury looking car, and the rims that they have on it kind of look like gang. Like it makes her car look like a gang car. That cracks me up. So I think that's why they did it. But it's funny.
That's super fucked.
People are assholes, man.
Yep, I'm one of them.
Hey, high five.
I don't know. I'm the one that said that Scott.
Oh,
Pilgrim
I
versus the
fucking
World
almost
Again.
had it.
I mean, that makes me an
Almost.
asshole.
Yes.
what?
yes,
I
it
would
is.
I would like to see Scott Pilgrim versus the World again, but with people that aren't going to just be like, oh my god, it's coming up. Oh my god, this is the watch. I don't give a shit. Let me enjoy the movie because you're ruining
Yeah,
it for me. Fuck off.
just watch it by yourself, because Tiffany and I we sing all the parts and we basically talk the parts at this point uncontrollably. It's a problem.
See,
I'm sorry.
I can't do that because I have to go
Well-
watch Alien for the 8 billionth time.
I was gonna say we've seen Scott Pilgrim like 8 billion times as well, so it's it's
Yeah.
just one of those things.
And I don't blame people that get excited over movies and whatnot, but if your entire reason for watching the movie is to introduce your friend to it, don't fucking talk during it. Like, just don't do that.
Yes, don't be an asshole. Don't be
a dick.
Oh, our Infinity War extravaganza.
Oh,
with,
that was so
with
much
Zeus.
fun.
Oh my
So
god, it was.
What we did. we are-
Zeus actually leaned over and said 2 things to me during that film. Number
Yeah.
1, John, do the
Penis is
words,
showing.
Mr. Stark. No. Do the words, Mr. Stark. I don't feel so good. Are they important? Like, shut the fuck up.
watch the film. 'Cause
So, and
here's
then
the thing
we're
is-
dealing with the fight. We're dealing with the fight in Wakanda,
Oh, yep.
and he goes, "Okay, look, like, I really have to pee. Can we like?
Can we pause
Is there
this? No, we
important?" I'm like,
can't.
"Shut the fuck up. You sit here."
Yep.
And right, like, you know, everybody fades away. You can see his reactions. No.
Oh, he was
See,
so
like, Mr.
fucking
Stark.
mad.
Oh my god, he was so mad. Especially at Mr. Stark. I don't feel so good. He fucking
Yep.
smacked me in the leg.
I'm gonna
Like-
throw.
We pulled friends in from out of state and even out of country to come to my place on December 31st so we could watch the movie.
Yep.
So the snap happened at midnight.
Yep.
And the guy who came in from out of country had not seen it before. He did not know what was coming, and we refused to tell him.
Yep.
And that's why he was so fucking angry. Like,
Yep. And I was talking to E about this like a month ago, and I need to try and line it up, and I'm gonna need to talk to you again about it. I have Endgame next to me.
no. Oh
We
no.
should do this.
Again. Oh god.
Yes.
Yeah, we kind of
Yes.
have to. It's basically a tradition at this point.
Yeah, we
We've done
gotta.
it once. We've done it once. It's a tradition. Yeah.
I need to line it up to where the snap from Hulk is the midnight thing, is the midnight cue.
Do it. You watch that movie
Yes.
a billion times and get it down to the microsecond. We'll...
Oh, dude, I can. I absolutely can. I did it for Infinity War, didn't I?
I just found the meme.
Ah,
I
nah,
queued it
dude.
up with the meme.
I actually found out how long it was before the meme came out. The meme came out the next day, believe it or not. And
Oh,
I was
nice.
like,
The NSA was watching your computer.
apparently.
Yeah, man, your FBI agent's looking out for you. But we talked about that too. Do you know your FBI agent's name?
NSA agent,
Yes,
not FBI.
I do.
Whatever. Say, there's 2. Yeah, it's whatever. Maybe we have 2 of them. I don't know.
I know mine's
They
name.
just
I
trade
know
off.
mine's name.
Oh yeah.
I ordered him Domino's the other day.
Oh, cool.
Yep, we're into the same porn. It's really interesting.
Hey, that works out.
That's good.
Yeah, you just kind of peek outside the window, see the white van rocking a little bit, and you're like, all right, man, all right.
Yeah, hell
High
yeah,
five,
dude.
Let's do this.
I got a link from Haname from him. That's how I got that site. It's great.
The fact that I know what that is, like, just my
That's
life
the
is
best
over.
part. The fact that you know what that is the absolute best part.
How long or what
that-
are we up to right now? Because I just realized I have not looked at the clock.
We're up to like an hour 30.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Man, my timing.
Yeah.
I just kind of kept going. I mean, you guys got somewhere to be?
No.
Not really.
I don't either. It's like
The toilet.
9:15 almost. I mean, yeah,
Well,
guys,
the problem
guys,
is
get a
that
fucking Bluetooth headset. What is wrong with all of you guys? Like,
I've got a
the
cell
problem
phone.
is-
I'm on the
with
toilet
Discord.
right now. Like, right now. I'm
The problem is
I'm
that
definitely not.
listeners are going to start checking out around. Sorry, listeners are going to start checking out about 45 minutes in. So.
Really? Oh, yep.
What the
Sorry.
fuck?
Sorry about that.
I'm sorry about that. I meant
It's a
to mute
little
my mic.
echoey in this bathroom.
Did you forget to mute when you flushed, man? What the fuck?
Never. That's more of the experience. I don't. Well,
Oh god.
more content, man.
Welcome to the Required Podcast, R-rated edition, featuring who else?
Yeah, R-rated. That was fucking episode 18. There you go.
Did you take your mic into the bathroom and flush it on purpose? Yeah, you did.
Oh my god.
I love it.
I can't take my mic in there. You know I can't.
Did you download a sound effect specifically for
Yes.
that, or did you? There it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course that's what I
Greg-
did, and totally not the other thing. Yeah, they
Greg,
clearly
why do
don't
I love
accept it.
you?
I should probably keep
Oh
going
no,
with this
man!
lie.
I got someone to leave my Discord server because I jumped in on him having a conversation while playing a 10-hour loop of someone peeing. So.
Wow. Wow.
All right, duly noted. Every time I talk to somebody, just DM them, DM voice chat. Got it.
Oh my god.
Got it.
Hey, if you're in a public space, you're fucking running the risk, man.
That's us right
Oh,
now. I
man.
think anybody can access the podcast channel.
Oh,
Not
no.
anymore.
No,
We're
that would require for somebody like require that would require
Lols.
my bad. That would require for somebody to join the Discord.
Y'all should. We talk about crazy shit here.
Hold on here. Let me just give this a solid plug. Join the Discord. The link's down below, dude.
You should join us.
Thank
We
you.
talk about
I
fun
appreciate
stuff.
it.
Fun
Well,
stuff all the time.
The thing with like social media, like a lot of people use some but don't use the other, and vice versa. Like honestly, you just like you can go to any of our Twitters as well, and it's gonna be there. Like everyone retweets every time I post. Like the
Dude, I have the podcast.
oh, I don't
listed
post
in
the.
my,
I need to start posting the Discord with the fucking episode link. Why the fuck am I not doing that?
Dude, I have Discord. I have the podcast, the Console Required, linked in my bio, and I have a link on my my Twitter bot.
I should
Fancy.
probably put that in my bio too.
What do I
but
have?
I'm not a host.
Oh, my bio
Frequent
is
guest star.
my bio is that I'm married to Hot Slice. I should probably not remove that one.
Yeah, you should probably keep that.
Jokes on
pinned
you.
tweet. Pinned tweet. Pinned tweet.
I need to. I've been drafting pinned tweets for God knows.
Oh
I don't
my
know how
God,
long. I've
my
got like
fucking-
4 or 5 of them.
How did I let this slide? I just realized I made a pinned tweet on August 19th with all the stuff on it. How the fuck did I forget
never
the
pinned it?
Discord? No, I pinned it, but where the fuck is the Discord on it? God damn, no wonder. It's
I
fine.
don't think I have a pinned tweet. What am I
I
doing
don't
with
right
my
now.
life?
Well, here, I'll make one and you can pin
Talking
mine.
about porn. Talking about
Hello,
porn on
homie.
podcasts. That's what
Talking
you're doing
about-
with your life.
Hentai and ahegao.
Pretty
Just
much.
sounds really hard to pronounce. Here you go.
Ahegao.
Ahegao.
It just sounds like a mouthful. Oh shit.
That's the other end of the ahegao. No, not feeling. All right, fine. Jeez, fuck you.
Wow.
I actually need to. Oh my god. Oh, okay. This is great. I'm just gonna
Uh-oh.
take a screenshot of this. Hold on. Oh, fuck yeah. There you go.
Now what are you
Wikipedia's
doing?
getting in on it.
Oh no. Wikipedia now has a
Yeah.
page for ahegao.
Oh, dude, they did the hearts and the eyes and everything. Oh, that makes me so happy. Look at it. It's so cute.
Things that make you go, "Buh."
A
Things that make me
weird
go.
series of pictures we have. Like, yeah, so
Things that make
audio.
Kill go. Whoa! Sorry.
I don't have anything more important to say. It's fine. I really don't. Where the fuck? Where is this train going, dude? Where
This
am I?
train's going to hell, and I'm
Whoa.
fucking piloting it.
Yeah, you
Pirating
pirating
it? Yeah, that's
Oh,
what
hell yeah.
Where the fuck am I going,
On a
dude?
highway to hell.
So I'm gonna take a turn here. Dude, I've been fucking really enjoying making this prototype shield thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's basically to the point where I'm just like taking pieces off of it, and I guess I should give more background for listeners, but I've been working on making stabs and shields, and I want to make swords and shit. Basically, like as a budget prop maker. Like all these, like we know people that make fucking ungodly fancy shit, but I'm looking for more like, hey, this is just like not cheap, but like just simple shit that like maybe you could set up for like my daughter especially. She wants to start getting into cosplay, and I was like, well, maybe I can just start making shit and see what's happening. And basically,
Yeah.
oh, go ahead.
No, I'm just agreeing. Like, yeah, do it.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, I made both of us a shield, and I posted on Twitter, and it's in the Discord as well.
And he looks really unhappy in the video. It's amazing.
Dude, it was weird. Okay, when I recorded that video, it was more like, just show off the functionality of the shield and nothing else. And I just blankly stared. That is my resting face. Like, it is bad. I have a really bad resting bitch face. It doesn't really help with this mustache and beard and stuff that I'm letting grow out. It makes me look really angry, and my eyebrows don't fucking help either. But fuck it. Oh well.
Angry eyes.
I just like Tiffany always looks at me. She's like, "Are you mad?" I'm like, "No, I'm feeling pretty good actually." Sorry.
You know, women are getting surgery to fix resting bitch face.
I saw that.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I need some of that. I'm totally. Yeah, I don't.
Look, man, all I know is my final end game goal is to have a resting face as the Joker.
Yikes.
Yikes! Wow, what
deal
the
with
hell?
Mark Hamill's Joker, man. Mark Hamill's Joker.
Oh, I was gonna say, if you want like Heath Ledger, I got freezy pops in the freezer.
Oh hell yeah! Like, maybe we can get a combo here. Hold on. Want to know how I got these stars?
Buy one get one free sale at Kmart.
Kmart doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
All right. Though I do think we should wrap up, because if we get too, people aren't gonna get this far in the podcast, and I do have to pee. So, because we started talking about, do you have any place to be? And I said no, and then I was like, wait, no, I have to whiz.
I did say the toilet.
I don't have a Bluetooth headset on the computer.
All right. This will wrap up. All right.
Just don't. And
All right.
we'll have to pick up on this again later, because yeah, this is hilarious, and I love you.
See, this is the thing. Okay, you know what we should do? So these episodes are like an hour 40 or whatever, and like people lose interest or whatever. And then what we should do is we should reference something. We'll be like, oh my god, the end of last episode was so fucking hilarious. You have to hear this, like at the beginning of the next one, and they'll have no fucking choice but to go back and be like, what the fuck did I miss?
Yeah, this master plan that we're talking about on the podcast is a great idea. Fucking
Yeah,
great.
dude.
This is what we're gonna reference next podcast.
It's
Yeah,
perfect.
the
And
ultimate
we'll
master plan.
reference something that doesn't exist. And then they'll be like searching through it, and they'll just listen to the whole thing and be like, oh my god, they tricked me. It's the ultimate fucking bait and switch.
Hi, if you're coming back to the end of this podcast just to see what the inside joke was, maybe you should listen to the whole podcast. Try again. It's about 30 minutes ago when we were talking about the great Princess Anastasia of Russia and how she fought against the Huns.
Nice.
With laser guns that she stole from the Martians from the moon.
Thank you. I totally
welcome.
forgot about the moon.
And the Martians on the moon.
I had a weird thought
no,
today.
The Martians on the moon. I totally like. Anybody can put that together. Martians come from the moon. Duh, dumbass.
I had a legit shower thought before the podcast, and I'd like to share it with you guys.
Go nuts.
What if time travel exists, but we are the forbidden timeline?
Oh fuck, we're the darkest timeline.
Whoa.
That would make sense considering, the last couple of years.
You guys want your goatees mailed to you?
Yes. David Bowie, Robin Williams. They didn't die. They found the door. They found
Oh
the way
my god,
out.
don't fuck with me like that.
Chester
picks
from
up-
Lincoln Park.
They picked up the
Yep.
phone.
They got out.
Oh no, took the red pill.
It kind of fucked me up a little bit. All right, let's get out of here.
Yeah, we're done here. We're done here.
We'll let
We're
you dwell
done
on
here.
that thought.
That was really fucked up, and it is what it is. Let's move on.
All right, baby. Thanks for listening and or watching. Join the Discord. We'll be around to chat or
Patreon.
whatever, and Patreon. Thanks for our patrons, Time Jumper, Risu, and yeah, we're on YouTube and Spotify and Plex, and that's it at the moment. YouTube.com/console-required, and Spotify there should be a link, and Discord there's a link. All the links are on YouTube. I need to start posting all the links more on Twitter. And then we need to get consolerequired.com up. There's just a lot of shit that I need to do. I just haven't done. I'm just lazy. I'm just fucking lazy, guys. I'm so sorry. I hate to break this to you. I'm lazy.
Stop
Anyway.
being lazy.
Okay, I'm cured.
I knew it. I fucking knew it. I knew it.
I was gonna go with what we were talking about earlier and be like, praise Jesus.
You should have
Anyway.
gone with it.
I did. There it is. All right. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Praise Allah and Muhammad's 9-year-old wife.
Yikes. Have a good night, you guys.